Hello everyone, welcome to the 2012 NFFL Team Analysis video. What I'm going to do today is simply go over the teams and rank them from the least to the best. Hopefully if I can get some shit to work right, I have a helper as well for this video. So I hope you enjoy this, and remember, feel free to have your own input and comment and whatnot, and just have fun with this because that's what it's for.
Number 2.
Brian Busters. Looking at this team, look, he's got two really good quarterbacks, but these running backs are ridiculously awful. If you're starting Bente as your second back in a league that has a flex position, you're going to be in some serious trouble. And there's not a lot of depth here. I think this is just a case of a rookie in the league here, Zach, I think he'll be an active manager and a fun manager, but this year might be a little bit of a learning curve for him. This team could use a little improvement. Yeah, and I can help you with that improvement as well, if you want to trade me Stafford. But just let me know. Moving on.
Number 11.
Mr. McGiblets. This is Wes Froome's team here. And when I look at this team, it's fairly similar to Zach's team in the sense that there's just not much depth there, and I am not impressed with these running backs at all. And I do know that times have changed over the last several years, and quarterbacks have become a lot more important, and there's fewer dependable running backs. But in my opinion, that just makes running backs that much more important, because there are 3 of your 9 positions if you start running back at flex, and so you need to have them obviously being able to produce. And I'm not very impressed with that team at all. Moving on.
Number 10.
Fear of heights. This is something I noticed when reviewing the teams, that there's a trend here, and it makes logical sense that if you have shitty keepers and you don't have keepers that are starting on your team week in and week out, then that's going to affect your drafting ability, and it's going to affect the way you form a team, and it's going to have a major impact. And if you don't have great keepers, and if you have reserve keepers, then you're going to have a situation where you have a shitty team, and that's exactly what happened here. Brady's awesome, but Rice and Gresham suck balls, and that's essentially he's handicapped himself by only going with one keeper. He's got at least a couple of okay running backs, and he can find running backs throughout, or wide receivers throughout the year, but that's gonna be a tough situation there for sure.
Number 9.
Number 9 will be Chris Long's wet work. Kind of similar situation. Forte and Garcon are starter caliber keepers, but Carson Palmer sucks balls, so he had essentially 2 keepers. In this spot here, he does have strong running backs. I'll give him that. Chris Johnson and Forte are pretty good, but his receivers leave a lot to be desired, and he has no depth at all once again. So that's going to hurt quite a bit.
Number 8.
The Pewter Pirates. This is a situation where he could have kept 3 starting players and drafted for value instead of need, which I think is actually a pretty smart move on Tom's part. He's got by far the strongest set of receivers in the league. I've also ranked accordingly, first, second, third groups of each position, excluding kicker and defense, and as well as the honorable mention. The only thing I missed so far is that I had Brian Busters with honorable mention for quarterback strength, and Fear of Heights had 3rd for quarterback strength. Yeah, that's all I've missed so far as talking about that. Back to Fear of Heights team. No, I'm sorry. Man, I'm way off today. Fuck my life. Tom's team. Best receivers in the league, hands down. And he may be able to turn some of that receiver depth into help elsewhere. I thought he drafted really well. I thought Steven Jackson was really good value there in the first round. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. He's been consistent as ever and is a beast. But he does not have much depth elsewhere. And running back 2 is D'Angelo Williams, and you're going to be in trouble. That's kind of my thoughts there on that team.
Number 7.
Team Klein, who was on vacation, doesn't even have a name yet for his team. Casey, you need to get on the ball and fix that shit, man. Once you get back from vacation. But here's the thing, okay, he had decent keepers, I give him that. He had 3 starting caliber keepers. But even with that, this means that there were 5 managers in the league that had a shittier draft than the fucking autopilot. So, I don't know what that says about you guys. I don't know if we need to be like the Premiership League and like relegate you to like lower fantasy football leagues or what, but you guys gotta step up your game. Casey, the rookie in this league with Zach, is the best quarterback set. Primarily he's got Rodgers, and that's enough right there. I think he gets honorable mention with Jason Witten at tight end. He's got some decent running back depth. Looking at that team, and he might need to use that to shore up the receivers because he's starting Greg Little and Torrey Smith, which that's not a good fucking situation to be in. Moving on to We Suck at number 6. I gave him 3rd for a running back. It could be higher. We'll see how the year pans out, but he's got 3 pretty strong ones in AP, DeMarco Murray, and Sean Green. And you know, we're getting in the middle of the pack, and he had 2 of his 3 keepers were starting caliber players. He could even start Decker. We'll see how it goes. But looking at his team, I probably would start Stevie Johnson over him. He's got really good running backs. Okay at receiver. And the thing with his team is it's going to be a lot dependent on the quarterback position, where Vic can't stay healthy, and Griffin's unproven commodity. So a lot's going to just be riding on whether his quarterbacks come through or not. I think they'll come through enough for him to be a marginal team, but not any better. Number 5. Moving on, number 5 is WTF, Logan Wyant. I don't know how to say his last name. I gave him 3rd in the league with receivers. I think he's got some strong receivers. But I look at his team, and color looks okay. And running back, Ray Rice is a beast, obviously. Fred Jackson, I don't have confidence in him to repeat last year. So I think that, much like Dan, WTF is going to be a team that's going to be an okay team. Could fight for a playoff spot, but not much more. There's something to be desired for sure at the running back depth, and if Ray Rice goes down, his season's just over.
Number 4.
Ninja Turtles. Andrew, I think, has a very good overall team. A lot of depth. He rolls with, in my opinion, the 2nd best set of running backs with Ryan Matthews, MJD, and Donald Brown. I think he's got some possibly very good players, like they're kind of riskier, like a Kenny Britt, that could pan out for him and do really well. The only thing here is I'm not sold on Matt Ryan as a quarterback. Other people might be, but I'm not particularly sold on him. It's a very good overall team, though, and should, at this point, be one of the favorites for the title for sure.
Number 3.
It's Team Hasselhoff, who happened to finish last year 3rd. Gave him honorable mention quarterbacks, Cam Newton and Eli Manning. I gave him honorable mention as well for running backs with Foster, Lynch, and Wells, mostly because Lynch may or may not get suspended at some point this season. There's some depth, but nothing great. I thought he made a great pick in getting Wes Welker back on his team. Looking back I think maybe I should have taken him instead of Romo early on, but I fucked it up. And what can you do? Sometimes you make mistakes. Fortunately, I'm awesome enough to where I can just make up for that, and it's not really a big of a deal. But Matt's got a good, strong team. I expect him to do well once again.
Number 2.
He is the 2011 NFFL runner-up, Miami G. I gave him a second in the league at quarterback with Drew Brees, first in the league with tight end with Gronkowski, and honorable mention with receivers with Jennings, Colston, and Bo. He's got a lot of depth. He's got a team that could potentially go 4 deep at running back and potentially 4 deep as well at receiver. It's just a very strong team, and I like his pick of Sam Bradford as a backup quarterback. I don't usually like a lot of backup quarterbacks to begin with, but I think he's a guy that was buy low, low risk, high reward type of play. So he's got a really strong team. Definitely one of the favorites to win the title.
Number 1 is 30.
Eskimo Brothers. I gave myself the number 1 running back crew with McCoy, Sproles, Bush, and after week 2, Michael LaShore will be back, and I have no faith in Java Best even playing again. So I think we can see LaShore step up and have a 1,000-yard season and get some scores for sure. So that's the best running backs in the league. I gave myself the second best receivers. A little risky, but massively high rewards. Mike Wallace, Steve Smith, Vincent Jackson, Randy Moss, some young guys, and Michael Floyd and Alshon Jeffrey. It could be awesome keeper candidates. Jimmy Graham is the number 2 tight end. I think he will actually finish this year's league number 1 tight end. I cannot believe he fell to me this well. I was jumping up and down and doing backflips. He's a fucking man-child, and he's going to destroy you guys in this league. You better watch out. And Romo is extremely underrated. He sucks in real life, but if you look at his numbers, 3 of the last 4 years, he's finished in the top 7 quarterbacks in the league. And 1 year he didn't was because he got hurt, and he was on pace to be the 7th ranked quarterback. So people that think he sucked, you have to realize that when you're struggling potentially in real life and you're throwing picks and things of that nature, it doesn't hurt you as much in fantasy football. Touchdowns, yardage, touchdowns, yardage. Romo is definitely a very good fantasy quarterback. This team is stout and is ready to defend the title. I don't know what else to tell you guys other than enjoy playing for second. It's just it's over. And if I can make a couple moves to make my team better, you're looking at back-to-back titles for this guy. So that is my summary of the draft, of the teams and how I see it. So feel free to post and say that you think I'm a genius or that you think I'm just fucking stupid and out of my mind. Your choice. Of course, if you don't say that I'm a genius, you're just wrong. They say opinions can't be wrong, but in fact they can be if they are not agreeing with my opinion. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy the league, and good luck.